Monkey!
Trip!
Oh, Monkey was horrible!
Quick, come on!
Oh, it was so horrible, I could feel it breathing!
Come on!
Go!
Come on!
Monkey, it's right there, it's coming!
Come on!
Closer, Monkey, it's getting closer!
I have to say, I'm generally displeased with what passes for a good story in a video game. I find the Call of Duty stories laughable, and unfortunately the Mass Effect 2s of the world are few and far between. So I was ready to be let down when I popped in Enslaved Odyssey to the West, but I was pleasantly surprised instead. You play as Monkey, an escaped slave forced to protect the young and delicate Trip when she places a slave headband on him.
You put this on me.
If I die, you die.
Trip is good with the computers, but she is incredibly vulnerable to the horde of mechs left stranded across post-apocalyptic New York. The story takes its basic premise from the fable Journey to the West, the same source material from which Dragon Ball pulled its story. The setting is rich and nicely developed, but the real draw of the game is the characters. Monkey, Trip, along with another character who joins the party later on, consistently hold your attention for the game's entirety, largely due to some stellar voice acting and performance capture. The ending of the game sorta comes out of nowhere, though it is still an interesting and satisfying 5-minute cutscene, especially considering most games throw in an anticlimactic 30-second cutscene instead. I finished the story after about 10 hours, which I think is an excellent length for an action game of this sort, and I played through again shortly afterwards, hunting for hidden orbs and achievements. Technically speaking, this game is gorgeous, with massive, lush environments and beautifully smooth animation. The beautiful color palette slowly morphs as you move to new chapters, especially in the game's second half. Everything in the world is carefully crafted to look ancient, yet futuristic at the same time. The character models look amazing, with some of the most convincing eye animation I've seen, and some silky smooth platforming action. Unfortunately, all this comes at the price in the form of frame rate drops. Lots of them. They're not crippling enough to ruin the flow of the game, but they do happen pretty often. The game is designed in two distinct parts, platforming and character action. The platforming is pretty much inspired by Prince of Persia or Assassin's Creed, though everything you can jump on has a noticeable glow in this game. This usually makes it plainly obvious where to go, and Monkey will not ever jump somewhere that doesn't have a handhold. However, the developers find different ways to make platforming exciting, and I enjoyed their take on the formula a lot. The action elements are not anything revolutionary or deep, but it is well made for what it is, and becomes a lot more fun as you upgrade your combat abilities. These two pieces of the gameplay cycle back and forth, rarely overlapping, becoming predictable rather quickly. If you just got done jumping around, then you're probably about to fight some dudes, and vice versa. My fear is that Enslaved will be lost in the ether of 2010, a forgotten gem among the storytelling rabble. Not only does Enslaved spin a compelling tale, but it's fun enough to make you want to see it all. Story gets a 9. The characters Enslaved creates are wonderful, but it might just have a bit too much ending. Gameplay ranks an 8. It's simply fun, but it's also simple fun. Design pulls in a solid 7.5. It's a solid package that cycles a little bit too predictably. Presentation gets an 8.5. Gorgeous environments and character performances are slightly offset by an inconsistent frame rate. Replay value gets a 7. It's still fun the second time around, but there's really no bonus incentives for multiple playthroughs. Finally, Enslaved Odyssey to the West scores an 8. A journey well worth experiencing.